2025 isn't just another year for the LSAT or law school admissions. It's actually a pivotal one. If you're planning to apply, you need to know the truth. The stakes are higher than ever. Rising medians, the evolving test format, and record-breaking competition are reshaping the game. The strategies that worked last year, they might not be enough anymore. For those who don't know me, my name is Steve Schwartz. I've been teaching the LSAT since 2005, and I personally raised my own LSAT score from a 152 to a 175. And over the past 20 years, I've helped thousands of students crush the LSAT and stand out in the admissions process. Today, I'll share the trends you have to know to stay ahead this year and some actionable insights to give yourself the edge. Let's get into it. My first big prediction for this year is that LSAT score inflation is going to keep climbing. Let's start with the numbers. Over the past few years, LSAT medians at top law schools have been climbing steadily. In 2023, we saw the medians at top 14 law schools ranging from 170 to 175, with Yale leading at a staggering 175 LSAT median. In 2024, there was a slight dip. Yale dropped their median to a 174, but overall the top schools maintained their high standards. For 2025, I predict the medians will hold steady or even tick back up slightly, especially at the top schools. But here's the bigger story. The law school application numbers are exploding this year. As of late January, law school applications are up 28% year over year. Yes, you heard that right, 28%. That means more people are applying and the competition is fiercer than ever. We also see that elite LSAT scores are surging. The number of applicants with LSAT scores in the 175 to 180 range is up 35% year over year. These are the scores that dominate the 99th percentile, and the increase means you'll need to work even harder to stand out. Now, if you're wondering what's driving these trends, a couple of big factors. The first is their expansion in testing accommodations. LSAC now approves 98% of requests for accommodations like extended time and extra breaks. More time and more breaks means higher scores, and that's shifting the curve upward. The second big factor is the 2024 presidential election. This is pushing more people toward law school as a career path. What does this mean for you? You can no longer rely on good enough. A score that might have been competitive a couple years ago isn't going to cut it now. You want to aim for a 170 plus or ideally a 175 plus if you're targeting the top 14 law schools like Harvard, Yale, Stanford, and so on. Every point matters more than ever in a hyper-competitive landscape. Now, you might be thinking, it's not fair. Why is it so much harder now? But fairness doesn't matter. What matters is what you're going to do about it. Now, if you're serious about breaking into the 170 plus range, my team and I would be glad to help you out. We've helped thousands of students crush their LSAT goals. You can check out the links below to find out more and book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. Now, why am I emphasizing the value of getting a higher LSAT score? Because schools are going to have the power to be more selective. If there are more applicants for them to choose from, especially applicants with higher LSAT scores, they're going to be able to raise the bar for LSAT medians, GPA medians, and the overall quality of the application. This means your entire application needs to shine, but don't distract yourself trying to juggle LSAT prep with application essays at the same time. First and foremost, study for the LSAT, lock in that score, then you'll have a couple weeks after you take the LSAT while you're waiting for your score to work on your personal statement and resume, any optional essays to tell that compelling story. Now, a quick pro tip for you, avoid politically charged personal statements. Admissions officers don't want polarizing essays. They want to hear your story, so focus on what makes you unique. Now, here's a question for you. Are you applying to law school because you're truly passionate about it, or because it just seems like the next logical step? If you're not clear on your why, it's going to show in your application, so take some time to figure it out. Now, of course, my second big prediction is that logical reasoning is more important than ever. LSAC removed the logic games section after the June 2024 LSAT and replaced it with a second scored section of logical reasoning. It's now 2/3 of the test, so any gains you make in your understanding of logical reasoning will be doubled across the two sections. Additionally, we've seen plenty of indications that LSAC is increasing the prevalence of formal logic and conditional reasoning in the logical reasoning section, since they can no longer test it in logic games because there is no more logic games section. So expect more nuanced arguments, subtle shifts in language, and elements of quantitative reasoning like your ability to distinguish between percentages versus absolute values. So you're going to want to brush up on your formal logic and learn to recognize nuances, small words like most, some, or only, which can completely change the meaning of a question. Now, most students are just going to complain about how hard logical reasoning is now. Let them complain. You're here to do the work, and that's why you're going to crush it. Now, if you're feeling stuck, you can check out my free Easy LSAT cheat sheet linked below this video. It's packed with strategies to help you dominate logical reasoning and beyond. The link is in the description below this video. It's totally free and it works. Now, my next big prediction is that adaptability is going to be your superpower because the LSAT is continuing to evolve and so is law school admissions. If you're still relying on outdated strategies, you're setting yourself up to fail. So here's how you can stay ahead. First, master the fundamentals. Tricks and shortcuts are not going to cut it. Focus on true mastery of the material. Secondly, stay informed. The LSAT is constantly evolving. LSAT has also hinted they're going to start scoring the writing sample at some point in the future, so always make sure you're using the most current, up-to-date prep materials. Third, invest in high-quality LSAT prep, whether it's a course, small group classes, or personalized one-on-one coaching. The right guidance can make all the difference. Success is not about hoping the odds are going to change. It's about stacking the deck in your favor. You can't control the competition, but you can control how prepared you are. Now, here's the bottom line. The LSAT is not just a test, it's your gateway to opportunity. Of course, yes, 2025 is shaping up to be one of the most competitive years we've ever seen, but with the right mindset and strategy, you can rise above the noise. Whether you're aiming for a top 14 law school acceptance or a scholarship that changes your financial future, you've got what it takes to succeed, and my team and I would be glad to help you out. You could check out the links below to book a call with us, and you can also grab your free Easy LSAT cheat sheet to jumpstart your prep or serve as a quick refresher. And in the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.